everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the Justice League review series. And we are joined once again by our very own good pal, the one and only Geeker Beyond himself, Chris.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back, Chris. Good to have you here again.
Good to be back, dude.
And as for those of you who remember, in the last edition, Geeker Beyond and I talked about Legends, and I mentioned at the end that the next episode we are going to be reviewing, which I've chosen, is Paradise Lost.
So what made you choose this one, then?
I remember the reason why I chose this one was because I remember I bought a single DVD with 4 episodes. You remember those?
Yeah, I got this one as well.
Yeah, and I remember I bought that one, and that was one of the first Justice League episodes I saw after Secret Origins, and I really enjoyed that one a lot because you had Felix Faust as the main villain, and then you had Lord Hades as like the second main villain. So there was lots of stuff going on, and this was like the first time that Wonder Woman went back to Themyscira after the events of Secret Origins. And of course, the main reason why I chose to talk about this one for us was because we got to see Superman and Wonder Woman fight each other, but not in the way everyone would think. So that's the main reason why I chose this one. I just thought this was a really good, fun episode. It was more Wonder Woman's story, but the others still had like a big part in it. So I thought, yeah, this would be a really good episode to talk about. So just as we did in past editions, Geeker Beyond and I are going to watch the episode while talk about it and see where we go from here. So on the count of three, 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Oh.
There we go. That's better. Here we go. Dum. Yeah, here we go.
I remember this one.
It's been a while, but I remember this one very well. This was a very good episode.
I always remember this one for the little bit when she says that little girl. I don't know why. I always remember that one little bit.
Yeah, there was always little scenes like that with Wonder Woman saving a little girl.
I think it reminds me of that bit in Spider-Man when he has that little thing with the little girl.
Was that where he saved her in a burning building?
I don't know. I think he has amnesia and.
Oh yeah. I think I remember. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. There was also another episode similar to that where Batman saved a little girl from a burning building.
Yeah.
It was quite a touching moment. So this is a two-parter, Paradise Lost, and this is basically Wonder Woman returning to Themyscira because she left the island of Amazons to help the Justice League, and she's never returned since. So this was always something very interesting to go back to because other than the Justice League, we never really saw Wonder Woman in the DCAU much, did we?
No.
Outside of this.
It's a shame she didn't get like, at least the movie.
In this universe, yeah, she should have done. She
Yeah.
definitely should have done. I wonder if we'll go an episode without Superman getting electrocuted. Because remember I said in the last edition, it seemed like it became a recurring gag. Every episode, Superman gets electrocuted.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like maybe there's something wrong with the sun.
It's possible. Oh, look, there's that scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know, was it Superman Avengers 64? When in the future the sun's all messed up.
Oh yeah. I remember that Superman Adventures comic.
Yeah,
I've got that one. I remember that. There's all something to do with, I think it was Lex Luthor and Brainiac were messing with the sun, something like that.
Yeah, and Furious to go back in time.
Yeah. That was the first. That was one of the first Superman Adventure comics I ever bought.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very good. That was. The cover's a bit misleading, but when you read inside, it's like, oh yeah, Superman, Batman Beyond, awesome.
They should have done it in an
movie, or at least an episode.
Yeah, I mean, what would you have it? Beyond or Super?
It'd be a Batman. Be a Beyond thing. Remember you said the design for Superman in the Justice League, he looked very similar to Reed Richards.
Yeah, it's just the silver temples.
Yeah, and the little cheekbones.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's got cheekbones anyway.
yeah,
He's aged horribly.
yeah. I wasn't a fan of this design for the first two seasons of Superman. I like the design they came up with in Justice League Unlimited, where they kind of went back to more the traditional Superman look from the animated series. So he looked a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this good start. Although the main villain hasn't been unveiled yet, but this was a
Oh,
good
Felix.
Felix
Yeah.
Faust. Yeah, Felix Faust was an old villain from the 60s. And what would you say he was? He was kind of like a wizard, wasn't he?
Warlock,
He
I
was more
think.
like a warlock, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Funny enough, there was actually a villain in DC called the Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I
was
didn't
actually
know
an
that.
old villain. He was in the Superman Filmation series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looked just like Dracula with a big top hat and cane and trench coat. He was a good villain. Yeah, I'm surprised they never brought him back. Really,
Uh,
do love this intro.
there's a couple of villains like that. You got also Gentleman Ghost is quite top hat and cane,
The Gentleman's Ghost.
and then yeah, and
Yeah, I
you've got
remember.
Shade as well.
Yeah, Shade.
Who's
They've kind of brought him back again
yeah,
in recent years. They've brought him back as a main villain.
yeah.
That was in Stargirl.
I know. I'm kidding it.
It's good.
I think I'm like 7 episodes in.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's been really fantastic so far.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it. So, Wonder Woman is now returning to Themyscira.
Nice.
Yeah,
So it's the invisible. No, it's not. Is it?
the Invisible Jet.
Or is it the Javelin?
It's the Javelin.
Ah,
She does bring the Invisible Jet out, I think, later on in season one.
oh, okay.
But yeah, I always wondered what would Diana's mother's reaction be when she returns to the island. And as you can see, a lot has happened since then. Those Amazons
Well,
do know how to party. Oh, wow.
what just changed is the last Mortal Kombat.
Mm. The realm has changed in the last 1,000 years.
Mortal Kombat, the Sisterhood Edition.
Nice.
That'd be a cool game actually. I'd play that.
I would play that too. I remember the first time I watched this episode, I actually thought the main villain was going to be Medusa.
That would be cool.
Because obviously, anyone who follows Greek mythology knows Medusa had snakes in her head, and if you looked into her eyes, she turned to stone. I actually thought she
Definitely.
was going to be the main villain for this episode when I watched it back in the day. That would have been quite interesting. How do you fight a villain who can literally turn people to stone just by looking at them? So that would have been quite interesting. There he is, or Fausti himself.
Who was the villain? You know when they go to her version of hell, the underworld.
I think it was Lord Hades.
No, it was a woman, and they had to
Oh,
sing for their freedom.
oh, yeah. That she doesn't. I know who you mean. Yeah, she doesn't come till much later.
Yeah, interesting.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, which is really season three and four. If you
Yeah,
really want to be like that. Yeah, I know the one you mean. She had like pink hair, didn't she?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember her. So give up the one thing that you've kept hidden for so many years. I literally thought it was his secret identity.
Yeah, I think that was meant to be because
I think it was meant to mislead you, wasn't it?
he looks at the camera and he says, "No,
So he's
it's
like,
not
it's my
you."
secret identity. Yeah, should have been that really. Felix Faust was a good villain, but didn't have many appearances. I think he he had two appearances in this two-parter,
Yeah,
and I believe he came back in Justice League Unlimited, but he was
yeah,
much older. Because I think didn't he? Wasn't there? Obviously, we'll probably see this at some point in this episode, but wasn't there a situation where Faust lost his powers and he became really old?
yeah. He was. I think he was dragged through some portal because of Hades.
Mm,
Was it?
yeah, something like that.
Or Ares? Oh no, Ares is not in this universe. It's Hades.
It's Lord Hades, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have got the power of Medusa. Yeah, it's Dinah's mother. I've always said in the movie,
Yeah,
I've always said Linda Carter should have played her mum,
yeah, but she's going to be in the third one as the woman.
Astra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
that is going to be amazing. Makes sense to bring Linda Carter back, really. Plus, anyone who's seen recent pictures of Linda Carter, she looks and still looks incredible. She doesn't look like she's aged a single day, really.
Yeah, very good for her age.
Yeah, she looks virtually the same as she did in '78.
Wow.
I mean, I saw a new picture of her recently. She just looked incredible.
I've only seen her recently for Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, and Supergirl as well.
Oh
She
yeah.
played the president for a couple of episodes. She looked amazing. So it looks like here Wonder Woman's made some sort of deal with Faust.
Yeah.
They have to find some stuff to get everyone back to normal. But obviously, this is all a ploy to get Lord Hades out of the underworld.
This is the, I think this is the episode where he becomes Organ.
Must be.
Yeah, or the little story arc.
Yeah, it must be.
So I thought it was this, and then there was something else, but I must be getting confused with something else.
Yeah, as I said, Felix Faust hasn't had many appearances. I mean, he's one of the big hitters of the Justice League Rogues Gallery, if you're going by the comics. But as far as the DCAU, he didn't really have many appearances. It's a shame, really, because I actually quite liked him. I thought he was a good villain. So obviously talking
Yeah.
to Lord Hades there.
Um, what's that team from Doctor Strange? Mom, uh, like in Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s.
Yeah.
I think it's the last time you see Venom and Carnage together.
Oh, that Doctor Strange's enemy,
Yeah, what's his?
Mordor.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. The great big giant flame thing.
Yeah, he's a wicked villain.
Keep going back to the Spider-Man, the animated series.
The funny thing is though, with the Justice League series, even Spider-Man, there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously both being Marvel and DC, there are a lot of similarities, especially that in terms of the story aspects. So Wonder Woman's in a museum. I like how this episode, which is one of the main reasons why I chose this one for us to talk about, is it's mostly focused on Wonder Woman. I mean, this, as you said, it's very surprising that she didn't get her own series because a lot of this episode is centered around Diana,
Yeah.
who's voiced superbly by the lovely Susan Eisenberg.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love that
She's
voice.
she's to me she's the Kevin Conroy of Wonder Woman. There's no one
Big
else.
time.
There's no one else who could voice Wonder Woman but her. When I think of Wonder Woman, I hear her voice.
I think she's only a voice actress. I think there was an interview she done saying that she's not 100% comfortable.
Being on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
could be
I
wrong,
think
but
I heard about it. I think she's mainly a voice actress. I mean, it's the same like another lovely actress who's tied to DCAU is Tara Strong. She's another one.
yeah.
Tara Strong is a big part of the DCAU, but as far as I'm aware of, she's never appeared on screen either.
No, she does a lot of Christmas movies.
She does.
Yeah. I
She
watched
does a
one the other
lot of
day.
them. She does also a lot of adverts for children,
Oh.
like like for toys and things.
Oh, okay.
She does a lot of stuff like that as well. She's awesome as well.
And she's Bubbles.
She
Oh, she was in the original one, yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy Pickles.
Yeah.
I thought she was Angelica, but she's actually Tommy Pickles and Dill as well.
Was that from when we was kids, or was she?
Yeah, when
Oh,
when
right.
we watched it. But yeah, Susan Eisenberg, she's awesome, and like you say, she is Wonder Woman. There's no one else I'd want to voice her but her really. And there's been a few others who um who have done the voice of Wonder Woman. Um, what's her name? Who done the voice of Wonder Woman in the movie? Um, it'll come to me in a minute. I can't remember. There was someone who's in the Daredevil series done the
Oh,
voice of Wonder Woman.
I still haven't watched that.
I still need. I will try to remember the voice. So
I know in Lego in the movie, she's voiced by Maria Hill from the Avengers,
yeah, that's right.
and also Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but Susan Eisenberg's she's the one. That statue is so dopey. He's like, you cracked my leg.
Kind of reminds me of was that game that was on PS2 originally? Shadow of the Colossus.
What? Superman.
Now this is like something else, but they keep remaking it for other consoles as well, not updating the graphics.
Hmm.
I think it's called Shadow of the Colossus.
Here we go. I think this might be where it happens now. For those of you who follow the Justice League lore, uh, Superman and Wonder Woman, they're credited as the two strongest members of the not the Avengers, the Justice League.
Yeah.
They are, aren't they? I think Wonder Woman, she's like considered to be the second strongest after Superman.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see they're planting the seeds for something very big of these two.
Green Lantern's pretty strong, but then his power comes from a ring.
Yeah, I mean the Flash. He's not really strong in the traditional sense. I mean, he can't fight to save his life, but he can hold his own. But he's not a brawler.
Well, especially not the DCEU version. No. I
Well,
pushed the guy once.
and run away because I'm a coward.
I don't think he's Barry Allen, but he's funny.
Yeah, I mean, Grant Gustin's the Flash to me.
Yeah, me too, man.
He's the Flash, and always will be. I
Definitely.
love this. The Flash goes, well, yeah. Can you imagine, John? I'm like the first guy that the women on this island have ever seen and ever. Imagine that. And John just killed it and just said, I failed to see the attraction in that. So, dude, you really are from Mars.
That
I
is
mean,
funny.
Flash has got a point, you know. I mean, imagine going on an island where women have never seen a guy in ever.
Mm.
Bound to do something.
Yeah, but surely they must have seen like Hades and Zeus and all
I mean,
that.
even if they've never physically seen a guy in the flesh, no pun intended,
Yeah.
they must have seen drawings from like history scrolls. They
Yeah.
must have.
Mm.
And I think I remember you telling me once that an island full of women, they at some point in their life, they must have done some experimenting
Yeah.
because it'd been insane for thousands of women living for thousands of years. That design, those two designs there, looks like Lana Lang and Harley Quinn slash Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's the models. You know, from Holiday Nights when they went on the shopping mall.
Oh, I hate that episode.
It's a
Oh
guilty.
no, I'm thinking of the Girls Night Out.
No,
Sorry.
not that one. Holiday Nights.
Yeah.
Holiday Nights is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, that's not so bad,
No,
but
that's not so bad.
um,
Girls' Night Out.
oh,
Yeah, the less said about that, the better. Ah, here we go.
the only thing I tolerate about that episode is Poison Ivy because
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
she carried that to me. She did. Ah, here we go. So there's always been that question for years: who would win in a fight, Superman or Wonder Woman? And the way they did it in this episode was quite cool. And I'm glad they didn't go with the whole brainwashing thing. I
Yeah.
like the idea that they're fighting each other, but they don't realise they're fighting each other. So I thought that was quite a unique way to get them to go at it, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to, talk about this episode.
Yeah. This see right now. This just reminds me of that being Aladdin, the Disney Aladdin.
Yeah,
When
or the
he's,
giant cobra.
but yeah, and Jafar's in his snake form.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I haven't seen that film in
I love
years.
that film.
Maybe I saw it in primary school.
I think yeah, it was the first film I ever saw.
It wasn't the first Disney film I saw. The first one I ever saw was Lion King.
That was the second.
Yeah,
Then Pocahontas.
yeah, I remember that. So here we have his Superman and Wonder Woman fighting each other but not realizing it. So that's quite cool.
That's actually Google a
I
little
was
bit.
just about to say that. I was just thinking that. Looks like an older ventriloquist as well.
Yeah, bit more hair.
A bit
Or
more
just
hair.
wig.
Yeah. I like in the Justice League animated series, every member of the team was spotlighted. It wasn't just always Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Everyone was spotlighted. Even like there was some episodes you didn't have Superman or Batman, did you?
No.
Which I kind of like that. Obviously, if there were like big threats like an invasion or something, obviously you have to have all the Justice League there. But I love the idea that some episodes it was two characters.
Green Arrow one, I loved, and also Booster Gold was a good one as well.
What the episodes?
Yeah, in you.
Oh, in JLU, yeah, yeah. One of my favorite episodes um, of JLU was see,
Mm.
I knew we couldn't go an episode without.
Straight to his core. I'm like, no.
I knew we couldn't go. I did say to you at the beginning, can we go an episode about Superman getting electrocuted? And I was right. We didn't.
Mm.
There we go. And another thing I noticed as well, if you pause it at just the right moments, you know when he's getting electrocuted and it's flashing, he looks just like the Kingdom Come Superman. If you pause it at just the right moments,
Yeah.
like all his hair white.
Cool. You know what? I just thought why this could be a thing. You know, in Super last episode of Superman, when Darkseid,
Corrupted him.
yeah.
Mm.
What if he's conscious of his power, what he could do, and he just thought for every knock he just play up to it a bit more.
Well, obviously, the events of what happened at the end of season three, they still continued into the Justice League because a lot of people still didn't trust Superman for his actions. A lot of people didn't forget, and I think you might be right. Maybe that you might have a good point. Maybe that's why Superman didn't, use his power to the fullest because of what happened with Darkseid. Would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, all you'd have to have is just a little scene where he's talking it over with Ma and Pa.
Yeah, that's all you
Yeah,
needed was just like one scene.
yeah,
Like Ma and Pa could have asked, like, "Well, what happened? Why aren't you using your powers?" I'm frightened of what could happen
yeah.
because of what Darkseid did to me. So here's Faust again. Good scene that was. Superman and Wonder Woman fighting each other. Very good. So it looks like we're getting prepared for Hades himself coming out.
To be continued.
So that wraps up part one, and we're
Woo!
going to go straight into part two. In my honest opinion, I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen Paradise Lost. I probably would say part two was slightly better than part one,
Right,
if
yeah.
I'm honest. I mean, part one was good. I enjoyed part one, but I'd probably say part two was a little bit better. I think the stakes were a lot more higher.
I literally haven't seen this in years, so yeah.
Well, we'll see. We're getting ready for we're into part two now, but yeah, just remembering this, I think part two was slightly better than one, but it was still good. Part one, it was still a lot of fun. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Superman and Wonder Woman fighting in Victoria's Secret at Westfield.
His gargoyle form looks like one of the gargoyles from the TV show.
Oh yeah, kind of looks like the parademons.
Yeah.
It looks like a design that wasn't used for the parademons. I thought, well, we're not going to use that. Let's use it for something else.
Or Manda, who became a parademon.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I was thinking about earlier? This has nothing to do with this episode, but you know Mr. Wing from the Legends Continue?
Mm.
Or is it, no, Avengers
The
Continue.
adventure continues.
What if that's the world's first splicer?
Good point. Um, I believe I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone here or for you, but there is a little hint of splicing in that run, but I won't say how because you
Oh,
need to really read it. But there's a little hint of like early splicing, which would be a big thing of Beyond. So you need to read the comics to find that out. So I won't spoil it for anyone on here or for you, but it's worth checking out just for that. So here we are, Paradise Lost Part 2.
Dude, I don't think this is running anymore.
There it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, it is. Oh, sorry
yeah.
about
No,
that.
it's all right.
Whoopsie!
That's okay. I prefer when we're both on the same side.
That was like, these companies sure that could have been a Gillette advert. Gillette.
Super Gillette, the best a man of steel can get.
You have this one, Krypton.
Love that.
Well, that's the thing. Have they cut themselves in Krypton? Like, have they ever shaved? Or
I'm not really too sure, actually. Flash. Oh, what does this do? Michael Rosenbaum's awesome as the Flash.
I love him.
Don't touch anything. We don't know what we're dealing with here. I was like, okay. I love that everyone just quickly puts them.
I love his podcast.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, he only really says about Smallville and being Lex Luthor. He never talks about being the Flash.
No, I mean the most he's ever said, Rosenbaum, was on the Smallville reunion they did about a year ago. That he did mention it. Said, "Oh, I do the voice of the Flash." They go, "You do?" He goes, "Yeah, been doing it for years."
He's like a reunion episode on his podcast, all but Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, I think Kevin Conroy wasn't available. I think he was doing voice work for the Arkham game at that time. Yeah, Arkham Knights. So I think he wasn't available. I think he was just in and out of the studio doing voiceover work for the Arkham game. So I think we're getting a little bit of a backstory with Hades here.
I love the art.
Oh, the
Pretty
artworks!
cool.
I forgot about this artwork. The artwork's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, still holds up well 20 years later.
Yeah.
You probably might be in agreement with this with me, but I've always felt that as far as DC animation artwork is concerned, I always thought their artwork was better then compared to now.
Oh, it is.
I'm not saying the artwork now is bad; it's still good, but I don't know really. Back then, around this time with these shows, the artwork was just a little bit better. I think
I think they try to keep up with what's like modern at the moment. Modern it looks fan made to me.
a lot of it does. Not all, but a lot of it does.
Same with Power Rangers. I like the Power Ranger comics, but it feels like
It's
the
fan made.
art, yeah, the art came from fans.
I mean, I love the design they came up with for Batman. It's kind of like what they did with New Adventures, but they also blend it with the animated series as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a hybrid. So you got like the best of the New Adventures and the best of the animated series all rolled into one. So that's quite a cool design. The Superman design for this show is all right. I prefer the animated series design for Superman.
Yeah, so man.
Looks much more close to the classic Superman. Here he just looks, I don't know really.
And also the colour looks wrong to me.
Yeah, definitely. I like that we learned a little bit about Felix Faust's origin. He was hungry for the great knowledge, wasn't he? I like that. That's why he became like a wizard or a warlock, if you
Yeah.
will. I like that. It wasn't just some guy who wanted power for evil. He wanted to learn. He was eager to learn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who was the villain. I think it was in the Justice League. He um he wanted ultimate knowledge and it fried his brain. Who was that? It was in the Justice League. It was in the animated series as well. He wanted like the ultimate knowledge, and I can't remember who the villain was because and then you shall have it, and then it just wiped him, put him into a comatose state.
I want to say Dark Side. Wasn't it not in Destroyer? It was Dark Side.
No, I don't think it was. It might have been slightly before.
Was it this
Mm,
series or
it was definitely either this series or the JLU.
yeah?
It wiped his brain. He wanted the ultimate power.
Was it the Dream Dude? Because you got like Doctor Destiny or Doctor Dream or what his name was.
Might have been. It might have been Doctor Dest. Might have been Doctor. Might have been Doctor Destiny.
and Batman defeats him with the French nursery rhyme.
That's right. Might have been him actually. Yeah, you might be right actually. I think he is in this series.
Right, yeah.
Definitely might have been. The one who looks like Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was this series. Yeah.
That is a good episode. I like Doctor Dream. Oh,
Des-
Doctor Dream. Yeah.
Doctor Destiny.
Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Yeah. So
Yeah, didn't they use him in Arrowverse as well?
they
Like,
did, yeah. Yeah.
for...
For a couple of episodes they did use him. But he didn't become Doctor Destiny though.
Oh.
Hold it right there. There we go. Kind of reminds me of I know we talked about this before. Kind of reminds me of when the Justice League returned to trees.
Yeah, like the 60s.
Yeah,
Was that not the first appearance of the Justice League? Or...
it is, but it wasn't until about issue 7, I believe. It looks very similar to that.
Because I'm always confused if they fought the trees first or Starro first.
They fought Starro first, and the trees came after.
Ah.
Because I think Bruce Timm said he wanted to do an episode where the Justice League returned to trees, but he said it just wouldn't have fit the tone of the show, which is fair enough. Here we go.
I think they've referenced it on Young Justice.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Must be getting ready for Lord Hades to appear soon, I think.
Yeah. You know what's always bothered me? Don't know why, but you know when Superman meets Static in Static Shock, they always give him these icy blue eyes.
I think they were trying to like keep up with the traditional Christopher Reeve look.
Yeah, but it's the same universe, and wow, don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like when I aged up Tim Drake for that one episode and looked 18.
Yeah, that was stupid.
They give me some really weird ideas of, I don't know, just felt like there was a different timeline to everything else.
Yeah, true. I'm guessing this part they're in now. I wouldn't say it's the underworld,
No.
but it's like some sort of cavern. Oh wow.
Could be some kind of, well, her version of Limbo.
Could be. Here we go. So I believe this device that Faust has got, I think, I mean, it's been a while, but I think this is the device that was used to free Lord Hades.
Yeah, I'd say this is like a toned down version of what we saw in the DC animated Wonder Woman movie. You know when that guy gets sacrificed and all
Yeah.
the blood gets ripped out of him?
Oh yeah.
I think
The
that's,
first, the first one.
yeah.
This was years before that, but yeah, this is kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's embarrassing. Everyone flies, but Superman has to carry Batman. That's oh yeah. Here we go. Shao Kahn's been working out.
Now, this does remind me. It was the human in Gargoyles with that same
Zandu.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was
the armor. Yeah,
Jonathan Frakes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was wicked then. Even looks like
He
him as
does.
well. Even looks like him as well.
Yeah.
Zandu, yeah. Yeah, he was like the Lex Luthor of the Gargoyles show.
I missed that show.
He had like a red and black, silver metallic suit. Yeah, he does look like him a lot.
I don't think there's a toy of him, but I never got one.
I remember there was actually, funny you say that, I remember there was actually a figure of Lord Hades tied to this show.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you could actually, like, here we go. That's it. You gave him ultimate knowledge. That's how he turns really old. No, there was a figure of Lord Hades where you could take his mask off and you could switch heads. So you give him his human head and you give him his monster head. So you could just like swap it around.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I remember Forbidden Planet used to have that when this show was being shown.
Yeah.
Whew, when's the last time you brushed your teeth, pal? Jeez, oh my.
Cooper Press.
King Cooper.
Cooper over here.
That fire was Bowser.
Yeah,
From that angle, if you pause it, he looks like a member of a heavy metal band. You know, like the singer comes out
Yeah.
on stage in a big cape. From that angle, when he turns his head sideways, it looks just like a heavy metal singer.
Everybody rain or spike.
Yeah. Who's ready to rock? No, he's a good villain, Lord Hades. They did bring him back for one more episode in JLU, but that was it. It was just for one.
Yeah, that's talking Dove, right? With the
Yeah,
arm,
yeah,
the
yeah,
back,
yeah. Was there? That was one
yeah,
of the early ones. Yeah, that was the with Wonder Woman.
yeah,
Yeah, Hawk and Dove. Yeah, that was the last time. Shame, really, because he was a good bad guy.
yeah.
Really good bad guy. Had a good look as well. He was one. He was definitely one of my favourite villains from the show. He did appear one more time in the tie-in comic as well, because there was a tie-in comic that continued on from Paradise Lost.
All right.
Yeah.
But is it like canon though now, or
Um,
is it not?
I don't know if it's canon now. Might have been back then. I'm not sure about now, but back then it was, because I think they do reference the events of this.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the early issues of Justice League Adventures. I know it's not much, but this episode did have some horror aspects to it.
Yeah. You see that because when the Flash is grabbed over his hands, it kind of reminds me of the Evil Dead.
Mm. Funny enough, there was actually a comic book of the Flash where he's being pulled in by zombies
Ooh.
during the mainstream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there was also a comic for Batman as well. They've done lots of covers like that.
Is it new?
No, it's old,
Oh, okay.
really old.
So they got this title at the moment called Deceased. Like DC,
Deceased.
yeah,
Yeah,
zombies.
I haven't read that. I think I've seen that on Google come up a couple of times, but no, I've never read it.
It looks cool.
It looks interesting.
I think it's DC's version of what Marvel did with the Marvels. It was
Marvel
the
Zombies.
zombies, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we had something like that in Blackest Night, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
You had that, which very good comic series, by the way.
yeah. I read that in college.
Yeah, I've read some issues, quite good.
I only read like the connecting books. I never really read the sad issues that was like going on in Dr. Troy or Superboy. Yeah,
Oh crap! Oh, so that's how Lord Hades showed his real face. Faust blasted him.
well,
Nice. Oh, brilliant. Definitely something you would have seen in like a manga or
oh,
anime.
big time.
One thing I loved about the show, even just DCOU in general, especially in later shows, they really embraced the anime hard, didn't they?
Yeah,
Which is good. Which is really good.
that tongue.
Oh my god, how many tongues has that dude got? Has he got like four?
There's one. Actually, this whole thing, you know, the mask
Mm.
when the bad guy has the mask on and the
With the
him,
gangster, with the gangster.
yeah, and Tina says to him like, "Can I just want one little kiss from the real?" Before she says the real Tyrone is a big monster tongue comes out. Like,
I
ah,
remember that. I remember
dude.
that. Ugh, oh my god! I'm amazed at how much they got away with this in cartoons.
Yeah.
Better kiss my idea. Brilliant.
There's always time.
Love it.
And I need to watch that film again.
What the mask?
Oh, brilliant film.
Yeah.
Then Sun Mask. It's so
Yeah.
hilariously not
Yeah, we don't talk
anything.
about that one.
Only watch it if you're having a bad movie night.
No, I can think of worse to watch on a bad movie night. That is not one of them. So this is how Lord Hades was defeated. Oh, so he was right.
Yeah.
What?
That's the believe.
That's that's how Faust was defeated.
Apparently so.
Damn, that's pretty dark. I just thought he got sucked into the portal and that was it. I didn't know he turned to dust.
Yeah. So he
Jeez,
doesn't come back then.
I
Maybe.
thought he did come back.
Maybe he does like this
You might be right. Actually, it might have been a spirit. Now that I remember.
And he does because you know the character with who likes Lex Luthor. She's like,
Oh, the witch girl.
yeah,
Yeah. She's quite sexy
and
actually.
she's all
She's all like
purpled up. Yeah,
purpled up. Yeah.
I forget her name. So I used to think that was the Enchantress for a long
I
time.
might be the Enchantress actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
No. See, it's moments like this you're just waiting for a SpongeBob gag. 5 hours later. Just waiting for a SpongeBob gag to start.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely preferred part two over part one. Part one was good, but
Yeah.
I definitely preferred part two
Yeah, me too.
much more. Now that I remember watching this with you. But damn, Faust, what a horrible way to go out.
Hmm.
Jeez.
You know, I really wish we saw more Batman characters in the Justice League.
You do in the comics,
Yeah.
in the tie-in comics you did, but not in the series so much. The
Was
most the most we got was Alfred.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he appeared in quite a lot of episodes. Very briefly though, but no, none of the others did. I know in the Italian comics, Poison Ivy made an appearance when she controlled Aquaman, and Robin appeared in one
With
issue
Clayface.
with Clayface. Yeah, and Clayface appeared in the show. The Joker did. Um, Harley Quinn appeared in the show, but that was it really. Not many Batman characters appeared. I think that's kind of good in a way. You get a bit of everything, not just Batman only.
True.
So I think it's good.
Hmm. When it came to this show though, didn't well, I always thought Batman felt like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Definitely. I
Like
was just
I'm
thinking that.
here if you need me kind of thing. But
Yeah,
no,
I'm
you
not part of your team, but if you need me,
yeah.
and you will, call me. Nice little gift. Yeah, I can honestly see Batman wearing
Hmm.
that. I love the Flash. There's a good reason why he's been one of my favorite DC characters for so many years. He's just awesome.
He is.
I think I think Diana gets exiled from Themyscira.
Yeah.
Yeah, for bringing men to the island.
Because Flash is back to mouth off and Batman's like, no, just don't.
Yeah, this was one of the few moments that Flash actually got proper serious.
Yeah.
So she just saved you guys butts, and this is how you repay her. Yeah, here we go. Yeah,
Batman's like, leave it.
don't make it any worse than it is already. Yeah, I respect the Flash. You know, one thing I always liked about the Flash, especially in the show, was he's the biggest goofball,
Yeah.
always cracking jokes, making people laugh, but he always had your back though,
That'll be fine.
big time, especially there.
Yeah.
I mean that sort of attitude you expect Superman or Batman to mouth off. Yeah, no, Flash is right though.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I like the interactions between Bruce and Barry, not Barry, Wally in
Very,
this.
very underrated, their chemistry.
Yeah.
Wasn't really explored a lot in
No.
the show. I mean, some episodes they did team up, but it wasn't really looked at much. I know they did one team up comic in Gotham Adventures, which was tied to the show,
Yeah, I've got
which was really good.
I liked it.
But no, their chemistry is very underrated. It was never really explored a lot.
It
Or
was
enough.
always him and John, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved it. I love those two together.
Yeah.
And that wraps up Paradise Lost parts one and two.
Woo!
It was good. As I said, think I think you agree as well. Part two was better than part one.
Definitely. It should. Yeah. It should do three. Maybe. Yeah. Let's say it's just three
Mm,
parts. Two doesn't seem.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt it could have been more. But yeah, this was good fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. this is definitely one of my favorites. But as I said, I enjoyed part two a little bit more than part one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So that is going to be it from us. We are going to wrap this up now. Hope you enjoyed listening to me and Geeker Beyond talking about Paradise Lost Part 1 and 2. And we will be back next time for another edition of the Justice League review series. We're not going to tell you what it is yet, so it's going to be a little surprise for everyone. But I'm definitely sure you're going to enjoy us talking about it as much as you've probably enjoyed watching it. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And thanks for listening.
And I will see you later.
On the flip flop. Bye.